Hello, everybody, and welcome to another Friday LinkedIn Live with Juji. We're continuing this theme about how we're integrating generative AI into the Juji platform. There's been some further changes in the last couple of weeks, which are really exciting. Many of you out there have tried products like ChatGPT, so you'll have an idea of what generative AI can do. And lots of conversational AI platforms are out there dabbling and trying to work out how they can use a product. Juji have got their specific roadmap about where they see it helping, and we're going to cover a little bit of that today. But the focus is going to be on student recruitment and ideally the high touch stuff, the big ticket items. People are spending 5 figures. They're not buying a t-shirt or a mug. It's a big old commitment. If you think about, like a 6-year MBA or something, some massive degree, and they're paying 10, 15,000, 20,000 a year, it's a big ticket item. So when you're automating that process, you need to be hot on your conversational design, and it needs to be done very different. Low touch stuff doesn't need to show that much personalization and empathy, but you need to have bucket loads of that when you're talking about high touch. Thank you, Sean. Thanks for joining us. You seem to be here every time. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Whereabouts in the world are you, Sean? Remind me. So I've got a couple of facts here around student recruitment and costing. So apparently the average American family has savings of around almost 42,000. That's like the medium average, $42,000. And the average cost to get a 2-year degree across the US is about 20 grand, about $20,000, which is, so it's a big old commitment for people. So anybody who's going to make that commitment is going to want to feel confident. They're going to want to feel like it's a value for money proposition. So what we'll do is we'll go in, we'll use Juji platform to do that. We'll look at some of the generative AI elements, and then we'll talk a little bit about conversational design. If you have any questions at any time, just ask them in the comments. This is live on LinkedIn, and it's also live on YouTube, but LinkedIn tends to be where I get the audience. So if you've got any questions, do tell me. And also tell me where in the world you are, because that'd be quite fascinating. Sean, fantastic. Arizona, US. But I work with call centers in South Africa. Fascinating. Interesting to know. Thank you. Okay, so let's get into Juji. So this is the Juji platform. I know, Sean, you're here and you've seen it before, so you know what it looks like. Don't forget that you can sign up for Juji today. It's quick, it's easy, and as long as you don't deploy it into a live environment, you can test it to death. And it's not like, some platforms, they limit you so you can create like one chatbot, and it hasn't really got all the features, and it's frustrating. But Juji, sorry, I've just got to move that lead there. I can't see myself. There we go. I'll make sure I'm in frame. Juji's a little bit different, and I like their approach. So you get access to the full platform, every feature, it's all ready to go. And you can really dive in there. If you've not been before, there's a load of these now. So you can go onto the Juji LinkedIn company page, and you'll be able to go back through the backlog. Lots of this GPT++ kind of stuff that we're doing. So you go back to the beginning one, it's a bit gentler and kind of breaks you in. So if you haven't been before, this is the platform. And to create a new chatbot, simply go in. I'm going to choose website. I'm going to use a template just to make life easier for ourselves. And I only really want to be on for 20 minutes. We're all busy people. And we're going to use this one here, which is student recruitment assistant specific. And you'll notice here, it's got the little brain icon, which denotes that it's got generative AI elements within it. Those elements are getting updated all the time. And to create, it's quite simple. You just hit the create button and it'll start its business. If I wanted to, I could just preview the chatbot at this stage. In fact, I'll do that because I think it's interesting to see the difference. So if I just hit preview chatbot, it'll just fire straight in and straight into the preview. And what you'll notice is it's a fully functioning template, but it's very generic. And you're expected as a conversational designer or whoever has been given the admin responsibilities to then go into each of these elements and update it. So I'm the AI assistant for, let's just type something in, West Coast University, and then nursing programs. And that's fine. That's for anybody who's worked in conversational design or built chatbots before, you're probably used to that way of building a chatbot. Let's take a step back. So if we build another one now, let's go straight in, website, find a template. We're going for education and we're looking for student recruitment specific. So it's around a specific program, basically. There is a general one, as you can see on the left. So we'll hit create. And now, rather than just going straight in, we're going to customize. And we can do a manual customization, which is what I've done predominantly in the past. But since now we can use generative AI, I just click use AI to help. And you'll notice here it's filled in some details just to give you an idea of the kind of stuff that's on there. So I'm going to change this. I'm going to use West Coast University. The program is going to be nursing. I'm going to stick with those. I'm not going to change those services. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to put in a demo website, which is one that Juji has made for me. So we're not using a university's website. I don't think that's fair. And what we're going to do is click this big green button here, which says generate sample chat. We'll click that. That obviously fires up the API, goes off to ChatGPT, and then comes back with some text for us. So let me just check, see if there's any questions. Hello, Ronald. Thank you from the Netherlands. Love the Netherlands. Been there probably 50 times now over the years. I started going there in my 20s, but I haven't been in the last decade or so. But lovely place. Absolutely love it. Let's get back into Judy Studio. So we can see that AI has generated some text. And we're ready to go. So give it a second. So if we go in now, bear with me. I think I flicked off it. Let's redo it. 1 second. Here we go. Back into the website, find a template, education, student recruitment, assistant specific. If you do work in the education sector, do let me know. So let's put in this detailed again. So West Coast University, and we're going to use nursing. It's this example, and then we're going to use a dummy site. Not fair to use a business's website. And then we're going to create that sample chat. It gives you an idea of the kind of conversation I'll build, and then we're just going to hit apply to my chatbot. Now, what it will do is it's actually taking the elements that you added into the generative AI there, and then it's customizing that template. So imagine it's template plus. So we saw originally that you just use the generic boring template. Now what we're doing is we're kind of just enhancing it plus the template, making it a little bit better. There are more elements, make it even better shortly. Otherwise, everybody gets the same generic template, and they can have 2 different universities, colleges, and they'll have the same chatbot. It's just not personalized to that business. So it shouldn't take too long. It's been pretty quick today. So if there's anybody here who does do conversational design, you'll appreciate how much time and effort this can save you, especially if you're having to design lots of different conversations. So it's then come back and told me the chatbot has been generated with your desired input. So view updated chatbot. And on the left here, we've got the topic cards. Well, I'll discuss those a bit later on, because I, over the last few lives, I've not really delved into them. I think it's worth delving into them. So if I click on the welcome message, you can see now that rather than the bland one we had before, where it was X and Y for the names of the nursing program and the university. It's actually filled in that data. And if I go to purpose of the visit, basically, you can see this is really one important one. Topic card 1 here, ask prospects which quality is most important. And you can see it's already updated that text, which is fantastic. You know, having built so many chatbots, you know, this part of the conversational design, the dialogue design, takes a lot of time and it's expensive for your client. So if you can build quicker, it's the same for the client. And the other thing, it allows non-conversational designers to basically build, which is what I really like about this no code setup. So the element I'm going to show you today is how we can then personalize these conversations and add more empathy in and a bit more persuasion using generative AI and conversational design, obviously, but using generative AI in the first instance to make it better. So across the top here, we've got main chat flow, Q&A board, and chatbot settings. Just to point out, with the Q&A board here, where it says 10, it actually used generative AI to guess at 10 FAQs. If you go back through some of the others, it actually shows that. I'll do a video this week on this and publish it on YouTube, actually. So if I go into chatbot settings, what we've got here now is all of these different personas. And if you wanted to, you could create a custom one, which most people choose to do. So we're going to use Ava. And you'll notice here, we now have an option to describe your chatbot personality. So use up to 3 adjectives to describe the personality of your chatbot. Separate each adjective with a comma. So we're going to, there you go. We're going to use persuasive, empathetic, and caring. Just see if there's any questions. Bear with me. Sean, so will it scan a real website for content? Not at the moment. It doesn't crawl the website as such. If any of the Juji team are in on this, if they can just let me know if that's the case. I'm sure that's the case. But it's pretty good and it gives you a starting point. But the good thing about Juji is the Q&A board does actually let you download a CSV and then get the team that deal with customer support and get them to fill out that and then upload it. Works beautifully. But anyway, let's get back to these chatbot settings. So we've put in the 3 adjectives: persuasive, empathetic, and caring. And in this niche, education, selling, you know, big ticket, high touch product effectively, you need those 3 adjectives: persuasive, empathetic, and caring. In a minute, we'll put some others in and see what difference that makes. So if we click that and then we go back to the main chat flow, what we can do now is we can actually go into any of these topic cards. So you can see here the welcome message, we're in it. And we can go to this green pencil icon, which is edit chatbot message. And we can see the template was plussed with a bit of ChatGPT. So we added in the elements we needed. But what we're going to do is we're going to actually make it plus now. So we're going to click auto generate paraphrasers. And you'll see it's got 3 here. So we're going to take away 2 and just leave the main one, because otherwise that's going to really confuse ChatGPT. So if you remember, it was hi username, welcome to the nursing program website at West Coast University. I'm actually going to take out the exclamation mark and just put a full stop in there. And then what we've got is some parameters. I just tend to leave that top one. I just want 3 paraphrasers to be generated. And then the important bit is this element here, which says customize messages by chatbot personality. To generate the messages using your chatbot's custom personality, just toggle this on, which I'm going to do. So, if you're reading between the lines, you see what's happening now. I've given my chatbot persona those 3 adjectives. And now I'm going to go in, generate some paraphrasing based on that personality. The next element is diversity of paraphrases. To be quite honest, I've had a little play with this. I just leave it at 0.5. It seems to generate the best stuff. But again, once you auto-generate, it's not the be-all and end-all. You can just come back in and play around with this slider and regenerate again. And what you can see is down the bottom, view and select generated answers. And there's obviously nothing yet because we haven't generated. So I'm going to click auto generate. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 seconds. And then I'm going to click done. So what we'll have now is some extra paraphrases created. So this little down arrow here, I'm going to click it. And then we'll see alternative chatbot expressions, basically alternative dialogue. So there was the first one. And basically what it's done is it's created these new ones based on the 3 adjectives we put in the chatbot persona. Does that make sense? Please let me know in the comments. If you've got any questions, please do ask them in there. It's really important because sometimes, because I've used it so much now, I can skip over detail without actually realizing it. Don't forget, you can sign up for Juji today and you can do everything that I'm doing. You get every feature. So back in, and I'm going to pick one. I like this one. First name, let us help you get started on your journey with nursing, with a nursing program at West Coast University. So I'm going to select that. There you go. It's not done and dusted there. If I wanted to, I can just go in and edit any elements of that I wanted to. Really, really easy. So that was taking that chatbot personality that we've already set and then applying that, paraphrasing, using that personality for the welcome message. Let's look at the next one, which is purpose of visit. So anybody who works in this niche that we work in, really quickly, and especially on big ticket items, high touch conversations, you want to really quickly discover what the person is after, what they want, what their intent is. So this message here, really spend some time on this and get this bit right. You've done the welcome. Now you need to find out what they want. So basically it says in here, a little bit of intro, and it says, what prompted you to be here and chat with me today? So go in again into edit the chatbot message, click the pencil. Then I'm going to go to auto generate paraphrases. One thing I didn't set here, in fact, it wasn't on the welcome message, that's why, is this bit here. Yeah, you can set following parameters to tune the paraphrase generation. Will the paraphrases used only to re-ask a question if the user does not answer? So on the welcome message, you don't need that. But later on in your conversational flows, we've all done it in conversational design. If they haven't responded after a set time, you want to ask it, but you don't want to ask the question in exactly the same way. So this can actually, if you toggled that on, then it would just use those different paraphrases that are in the list and ask them after 5, 10, 20 seconds, whatever it is. Number of paraphrases, the maximum number is 3. We just leave it like that. And again, you've got to toggle this on, customize messages by chatbot personality. Flick it on. I'm going to leave everything else as it is. Click auto generate. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 seconds. 5 seconds first time, 6 seconds this time. I'm going to click done. And now if I click this little down arrow here, I can have a look at the paraphrases that were generated using generative AI and the 3 adjectives I put in for this chatbot, for its persona. So there we go. And you can see I've actually got the re-asking button here at the bottom, and they've put some in. So I'm going to find one of these that I like. So what it brings you here to chat with me today was the original. And then it said, could you share with me what prompted you to chat with me today? Mia? What prompted you to be here and chat with me today? Variation. Is there any way I can assist you in determining if our program will be a good fit? Ooh, I really like that. So I'll select that one, select it, the work's done. Now, it might seem like a small element, but anybody who does conversational design, when you've worked with the client, understanding their brand and what the persona should be, this just helps speed up that process. Will it be 100% accurate? No, you're going to have to, tweak it a bit around the edges. Some of the conversations you've had with the brand, how do you refer to your customers? How do you refer to yourself? How do you refer to your business? How do you refer to your products, your services? All those, the ways that the business speaks that have to be built into the persona. But this gives you a great starting point and saves you so much time, especially if you're building a beast of a chatbot. See if we've got any questions. No, nothing in there. Okay, so let's go down to the next one. And as we're moving down these, what we call topic cards, you'll notice that the welcome message is just like a standard card. But when you get to these ones that have got the little speech bubbles on, that's because they are they are specific for getting information. They are learning about the customer. And this really is where the power of Juji is within the topic blocks or topic cards. There's so many elements down here. This is where you can play around with your variables, add your custom responses, do pre-actions. Now, you could add a tag or whatever it is. You can get really, really clever without ever having to write any code. And I think this is the joy of Juji. Joy of Juji. Never said that before. So let's have a look at topic card 1. So in this one, it's got some text. The nursing program at West Coast University, remember, added those elements in for us, so we didn't have to type it. Offers 3 unique qualities: affordable tuition, flexible class schedule, and an alumni network. Which of these qualities is most important to you? Now, this is important. Anybody who works in conversational design, you've asked them what brought them here, so you'll have that information. Then you're asking them what part of the nursing program is most important to them. So affordable tuition, flexible class schedule, alumni network. And then depending on their answer, you can come down to the customized chatbot response, and then you can really get into sales mode and persuasive mode and really kind of laser focus in on giving that prospect enough information that they can become a big ticket customer. Remember, they're paying for a university course. It's no small amount of money. We're talking 5 figures plus. So again, we're going to give it the generative AI treatment. You know what to do this time. We're going to click. We're going to go to the auto-generate paraphrases. We're going to leave all of that as standard. And we're going to customize messages by chatbot personality. And we're going to click auto-generate. Should take about 5 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, typical. Slightly over. But we're close enough. And then we're going to hit done. So behind here now, there'll be some variations on this dialogue. So if I click this, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's 2 at the bottom that are there for re-asking. So if somebody doesn't answer that question for 10, 15 seconds, then it'll fire up. But in terms of, I'm going to look, I like this. Which quality of the nursing program at West Coast University resonates most with you? I'm going to choose that one. I don't particularly like it. But I'm going to choose it just for this demo. I would probably go in and perhaps regenerate again because I wasn't particularly happy with those. Let's just do that. I'm going to change the diversity of the paraphrasing this time and then click auto generate. Okay, click done. Let's see what we've got this time. Here we go. So that's the original at the top. Which feature of the West Coast University nursing program will make the biggest difference to you? The resonate one I don't like. What would make the nursing program at West Coast University the perfect fit for you? I like that. And then what I would do on this, I'd just say something like select one option. There we go. So now we've had a little bit of a play with that. Let's just preview it. Let's have a little little play, shall we? Whilst that's generating, let me just check the questions. Nope, no more. So, I'm interested in your nursing program. Oh, spell it right. Oh, there we go. So it didn't pick up on that. Interestingly, if somebody puts that in, then you can go into the QA and make sure that it then triggers the next time. So we get this. What would make the nursing program at West Coast University the perfect fit for you? So I'm going to say flexible class schedule. Because it is multi-choice, single answer, as soon as they click, it's going to move on. But I think it's sometimes important to put the select one option in so that they don't get surprised by that. And what's really nice is straight away, I didn't have to design this response. Judy basically just built it for me. I'm glad you found the flexible class schedule important. And then it comes up with a bit more dialogue. Making a loan commitment, especially multi-year commitment, is a big investment for anyone. What would be your biggest concern that might prevent you from applying or enrolling in our program? So we're now getting into the barriers to the sale. Remember, we're dealing with big ticket items. This is a high touch conversation. It could go wrong if it's worded incorrectly, if the prospect gets nervous or definitely confused. Remember, a confused customer never buys. You can lose this sale. And if you're automating this process, then you don't want to be losing sales. Why would you do it? You might as well send it to a human and increase the option. But if you build this right and you're split testing it and you're monitoring the performance, you can just improve and improve and improve. And then this thing works 24/7, working with those prospects, potentially selling, 6 figures worth of a program, basically. So it's a big old sale. Then you can see here, there's then financial concerns, time issues. I don't have any concerns. I'm going to just click the time issues. Remembering, I've not built this. It's built from a template with some cognitive AI elements. And again, Ava's come in and responded. There you go. That shows you how quickly you can build a chatbot that is effectively selling a big ticket product. If you've got any questions, please do let me know. So I'm going to wrap this up now because we're at 27 minutes, I think. And I said I'd be on for 20 to 30. I always get close to the 30 mark, to be honest. So a couple of things to remember. Conversational design, when you're talking about big ticket items, high touch conversations, is about being empathetic, understanding, knowledgeable, and persuasive. People always forget the persuasive element. So it's really, really important. And you really want to be able to build that quickly or build variations of it so you can do split testing. The ability to do that with Judy, you saw how quickly I was able to do that. And it doesn't have to be just student recruitment. It can be any recruitment. Very quick to do, no code needed. You don't have to be an all singing, all dancing conversational designer. Having those skills obviously speeds up the whole process. The fact that Judy now uses generative AI speeds up the process more. It's basically, I think it's 5 to 10 times quicker to create that particular conversation. So what would have taken me probably 3-4 hours, I can probably do it in 20, 25 minutes. Obviously, you need to know the product. But in terms of knowing the product, you can sign up for Judy today. You get every feature. And if you have any questions, give me a shout. And if you want me to do one-on-one training or group training, just give me a shout. I'll see you again in a couple of weeks for another one of these. Next week, I'm actually going to do this as a deep dive. So if you want to join me, look out for that event. 29 minutes, 24 seconds. Very pleased with myself. Take care, everyone. Bye.